Okay, good morning everyone. By the way, I'm Jason. Today, together with Miss Micah, we're going to discuss the topic 7, which is the HR analytics and decision making. Okay, let's start. So, HR analytics involve collecting and analyzing employee data to inform better HR strategies and decisions. So, ang HR analytics daw is yung pag-gather and pag-analyze ng employee data para makabuo ng mga magandang HR strategies and decision. So the purpose and goals, its goal is to optimize talent management, improve employee engagement, and align HR practices with business objectives. So ang main goal nito is yung ma-improve yung talent management, employee engagement, at mai-align yung mga HR practices with business objectives. So yung key data sources, data comes from employee performance, recruitment, metrics, engagement, surveys, and workforce demographics. So, doon manggagaling yung mga data natin. So, importance in decision making. So, by leveraging data insight, HR analytics enable evidence-based decision that reduce turnover and boost organizational effectiveness. So, mahalaga ang HR analytics kasi nagbibigay ito ng evidence-based decision. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang opinion o ang basihan, kundi actual data. So, for example, kung mataas yung employee turnover, instead na mag-assume yung HR, titignan niya na lang yung mga data ng employee kung ano ang dahilan, salary ba, workload, or mga management issues. So, evidence-based HR decision-making. So, evidence-based HR decision-making involves using data, analytics, and research findings to guide HR policies and practices rather than relying on intuition or tradition. So, ang evidence-based HR decision-making ay paggamit daw ng mga data, analytics, at research para gumawa ng HR policies. Hindi na tayo umasa sa feeling lang or tradition, kundi sa facts kasi nga data na yung basis natin. So, importance, it ensures HR decisions are objectives, transparent, and aligned with organizational goals, reducing bias, and improving fairness and effectiveness. So, bakit ito importante? Kasi ginagawa nitong mas objective ang decision, mas fair at less bias, mas aligned sa goals ng company. So, next is the core components. Key components include collecting accurate data, applying analytical tools, evaluating outcomes, and integrating findings into HR strategies. So, may 4 na core components ang evidence-based HR. So, ito yung kasama dito is yung collecting accurate data, applying analytical tools, evaluating outcomes, and integrating findings into HR strategies. So, example is kung nagbigay ng training ang company sa mga empleyado nila, chine-check nila kung ano yung naging epekto ng training sa mga empleyado nila, kung na-improve ba yung performance ng mga nag-undergo ng training. Okay, so impact on HR. So, evidence-based decision enhance talent management, improve employee engagement, reduce turnover, and support strategic workforce planning. So, malaki ang impact nito sa HR. Kasi mas napabuti ang talent management, tumataas ang employee engagement at nabawasan ang turnover or yung pag-alis ng mga empleyado pag-resign. Mas naging effective pa ang workforce planning. For example is yung kung ang HR, kung alam ng HR kung sino yung mga high performers sa mga empleyado, pwede silang bigyan ng promotion or incentives, di ba? Para mas ganahan pa magtrabaho yung mga empleyado, para ma-motivate sila, di ba? Para gawin nila yung best nila syempre sa kumpanya. Okay, next is a predictive analytics in HR. So, predictive analytics uses historical data, statistical algorithms, and machine learning techniques to forecast future events and behaviors in HR. So, by its word, prediction. So, parang forecasting lang, parang nanguhula, di ba? So, gumagamit sila ng mga historical data or statistical algorithm. So, para parang inaalam nila kung ano yung mga pwedeng mangyari sa kumpanya para mapaghandaan ng company. Yun po. Okay, under predictive analytics is the predictive analytics for turnover. Okay, identifying turnover risk. Predictive models analyze patterns such as employee tenure, performance scores, and engagement surveys result to forecast which employees are likely to leave. So, isang paggamit nito is yung pag-identify ng mga empleyado na may possibility na mag-resign. For example, is yung isang empleyado is matagal na siya sa company, then bigla na lang bumaba yung performance niya, bumaba yung engagement, so ma-alert to agad yung HR. So, next is the proactive retention strategies. Using turnover prediction, HR can implement targeted interventions like personalized career development, mentoring, and improve work condition to retain key talent. So, dito naman po is dahil alam na ng HR yung risk, pwede silang gumawa ng solusyon like yung tulad ng career development plans, mentoring, at improve o better work environment para ma-retain yung empleyado. For example, is yung kung empleyado is yung feeling stuck niya na, sobrang tagal niya sa kumpanya, pwede siyang bigyan ng training or promotion para ma-motivate yung empleyado para hindi siya umalis. Para yun nga, para hindi niya iwan ang kumpanya. So next is reducing cost and impact. Early identification of turnover risk helps reduce recruitment and training costs, minimizes productivity loss, and support workforce planning for smoother transition. So ito naman is nakakatulong ito para mabawasan ang cost, kasi kung maagapan ang resignation, mas kaunti ang hiring cost, less training expenses, at syempre mas stable ang operation, 'di ba? Kasi mas mahal mag-hire, 'di ba, ng bagong employee kaysa i-retain ang existing ones. Okay, next is predictive analytics for engagement and hiring. Okay, improving employee engagement. Predictive models analyze patterns in employee feedback, communication, in performance data to identify factors influencing engagement and predict future disengagement. So dito naman is sa improving employee engagement naman, gumagamit ang HR ng mga predictive models para i-analyze ang employee feedback, like yung communication and performance data. Yun, para malaman kung sino yung mga posibleng mawalan ng motivation or ma-disengage. For example, ito is kung ang isang employee ay hindi na active sa meeting, bumaba ang performance, negative ang feedback sa survey, pwede ito maging sign na siya ay disengage, kaya pwedeng agad mag-intervene ng HR. So, ang next is the optimizing hiring process. Analytics assess candidates' data and historical hiring outcomes to predict which applicants are most likely to succeed and fit culturally, reducing turnover and hiring bias. Dito naman po is excuse me. Sa hiring naman is ginagamit ang analytics para malaman kung sino yung best candidate. Ina-analyze nila yung applicant data, yung mga past hiring results para ma-predict kung sino ang magpe-perform well or fit sa company sa trabahong kailangan. So next is the data-driven retention strategies. By forecasting engagement trends and turnover likelihood, HR can proactively implement targeted retention programs to maintain a motivated workforce. So dito naman, dahil sa predictive analytics na kagawa ng HR ng proactive retention strategies, ibig sabihin hindi na naghihintay na mag-resign ng employee bago ang action, syempre, di ba? For example, is kung Kung nakita ng system na high risk mag-resign ng isang empleyado, pwede siyang bigyan ng promotion o i-offer ng training, kausapin, or feedback para ma-retain siya sa company. So next is the data visualization in HR. So simplifies complex data, transform raw HR data into clear visual formats like charts and graphs, making patterns and trends easy to identify quickly. So by data visualization, ay ginagawa nilang simple ang mga complicated data para mas madali itong maintindihan. For example is yung imbis na listahan ng mga turnover rates, makita mo siya sa graph, kaya mas mabilis mong makita kung tumataas ba or bumababa. So next is improves decision making. Visual insights help HR managers make faster evidence-based decision by highlighting critical metrics such as turnover and engagement. So dito naman, dahil visual na nga ang data, mas mabilis ang decision making. Nakikita agad ng HR managers ang important metrics tulad ng turnover and engagement. Next is enhances communication. Visual dashboards enable effective sharing of key HR metrics with stakeholders, fostering transparency and collaboration. So dito, mas napadali ang communication gamit ang dashboard na ibahagi ng HR ang data sa managers at stakeholders ng mas clear. Next is the monitors real-time key performance indicators or KPIs. Dashboard provides up-to-date tracking of key performance indicators, allowing timely intervention and strategic HR planning. So dito naman ang dashboard is nagbibigay ng real-time updates ng KPIs, kaya nakapag-react agad yung mga HR sa mga changes. For example, ito is yung kung tumaas ang absenteeism this week, pwedeng agad gumawa ng action yung action plan yung HR. Okay, next is HR dashboards displays key performance indicators or KPIs such as turnover rate, which is measured the percentage of employees leaving the organization. Time to hire tracks the average number of days taken to fill a vacant position, indicating recruitment efficiency. Employee satisfaction assesses employee happiness and engagement levels through surveys to improve workplace culture. Training effectiveness evaluates the impact of training programs on employee skills and performance improvements. Absenteeism rate monitors the frequency and duration of employee absences, which can signal morale or health issues, and cost per hire. Calculates the total expenses involved in recruiting new employees, aiding budget optimization. So this dashboard helps HR managers to make quick and informed decisions. So what's the benefits? Benefits of HR analytics and data-driven decisions. Yes, the first one is improved decision accuracy. So it improves decision accuracy by reducing bias. Enhanced talent retentions. It helps retain employees by identifying risk early. The third is optimized recruitment processes. It improves recruitment by finding the best candidates faster and increase employment engagement. It also increases employee engagement by using data to understand their needs. And strategic workforce planning, which is support strategic workforce planning by aligning employee capabilities with future business goals. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you. I'll give the floor to Miss Maika.